Alright people, so welcome to Jumbo IAS and welcome to UPSC Prelims Phoenix batch. Now in this Phoenix batch, you are well versed with the schedule of this batch. Those who have been following us through this batch know what the schedule is, know what your daily targets are, what your weekly targets are, right? Now as far as the schedule goes, today is Economics Current Affairs day number 5. And in day number 5, the targets were communicated to you well in advance. The targets were agriculture sector and industry. So all the important news items related to agriculture sector, all the important current affairs related to industrial sector. The notes for these news items have been provided to you well in advance. I hope before watching this lecture, you have gone through those notes. Okay, this is very important. Don't watch this lecture without going through those notes. Otherwise, this lecture won't make that much sense. Though this lecture would be helpful, but it won't be that useful as it can be. The potential benefit of this lecture won't be realized. Okay, so make sure you go through the notes, revise them, and then watch these lectures. All right. Now, as I've mentioned before, today's targets were agriculture related current affairs and industry related current affairs. Okay, so without further introduction, without further ado, let's straight away dive into the lecture. So let's begin. Current affairs economics day number 5, and the targets are agriculture and allied activities and industrial sector. And as you all know, that economic survey is also an important document as far as current affairs are concerned. So today's targets also included economic survey chapter 6, which is related to agriculture sector. Okay, so these are our targets. So let's discuss these notes, whatever notes were provided to you. Let's discuss all these topics through a set of 20 MCQs. Okay, so let's begin with question number 1. First, we'll begin with agriculture. Then we'll move on to industry, and then we'll move on to economic survey. Okay, so we'll follow this chronology. All right, so let's begin with question number 1. So with reference to Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, consider the following statements. It is a production-centric model designed to increase the national yield of wheat and rice. The selection of 100 districts is based on indicators including low cropping intensity, low formal credit penetration. To ensure balanced development, the scheme mandates the selection of at least one district from every state and UT. Okay. Now, you must have heard about this scheme, Aspirational Districts Program. Yeah, just a second. Yes. Aspirational Districts Program, right? Under this Aspirational Districts Program, what was the idea? Basically, under Aspirational Districts Program, government would identify 100. Now it's even more than that. But the idea initially was identify 100 districts which are backward on certain development indicators. And then focus on these 100 districts basically through various government initiatives and schemes so as to improve these developmental indicators. Now, Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana is inspired by the success of Aspirational Districts Program. So it is designed based on Aspirational Districts Program. The only difference is that it focuses on agriculture. Okay. So Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana basically first identifies those 100 districts where agriculture is really bad. Okay. And how do we judge this thing that agriculture is really bad? We look at various indicators. Okay. So basically we look at low farm income. Okay, basically farm income is very low, farmers are struggling, there is low cropping intensity, there is low formal credit penetration. Okay, on all these indicators, we identify 100 agriculturally backward districts and then we focus on them through various government initiatives. This is what Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana is. Now remember, well, it is not a production-centric model. The idea is not to improve production of wheat and rice. That part was done by Green Revolution. Okay. So we are not trying to reinvent or bring in Green Revolution again. No, the idea is to focus on farm income. So it is income-centric model. The idea is to increase farmers' incomes, not production. So first statement is false. But yes, the selection of 100 districts is based on indicators including low cropping intensity and low formal credit penetration. This is absolutely correct. And the idea is that we do not want to, unlike Green Revolution. In Green Revolution, most of your focus was on a few states like Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh. These were the areas where Green Revolution was, the focus was more in these states. We do not want this scheme to be like green revolution in this area. So we want a balanced development. We want to take the benefits of this scheme to all the entire country. Okay, so that is why, to ensure that, well, at least one district shall be chosen from every state and union territory so that the entire country is covered. So this part is also absolutely correct. Okay, so the answer would come out to be B. Simple. Okay, next question. The 3 C's framework mentioned in the context of agricultural transformation in underperforming districts refers to. Now, the thing is that this 3C framework was given by Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog said that if you really want to improve the state of agriculture, the state of farmers in these backward areas, okay, well, follow these 3 C's. Now, number 1 C is convergence. So government launches multiple schemes for agriculture, for farmers. Now, most of these schemes work individually in their own way. Okay. Now, this creates problems because sometimes these schemes come into conflict with each other. Therefore, what we want is that all these schemes should work together. The people who are managing these schemes should make sure that these schemes converge to a certain goal. They shouldn't work in independent silos. Okay, so Green Revolution and Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana should converge towards a similar goal. So design the schemes in such a way that they converge, not diverge. So this is convergence. And for proper convergence, the administrative people should also collaborate at all levels. There should be collaboration between central and state government employees, different departments, ministries. That is important. Otherwise, these people work individually and sometimes come into conflict with each other, right? And next is competition, a healthy competition. So in case of Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, if you come out with rankings, each district would want to improve their rankings. And there would be a healthy competition between districts. So everyone would try to improve their rankings. And in that regard, everyone will improve. So a healthy competition. This is the framework given by Niti Aayog. So it is convergence, collaboration, and competition. I hope you understand this now. Okay. Next. Regarding mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses, consider the following statements. The mission aims to achieve complete self-sufficiency in pulses by December 2027. Under PM Asha scheme, the government has guaranteed 100% procurement of Tur, Urad, Masoor at MSP until 28-29. The Sathi portal is utilized within this mission for real-time tracking of pulses. Okay. Now, listen to me very carefully. You see, mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses. Why? You know the meaning of the word Atmanirbharta. It is self-reliance. Now, you should know this fact about India. India is one of the largest producer of pulses in the world. One of the largest producers. Okay? India produces a lot of pulses. Then why do we need self-reliance in this area? Because India is also one of the largest consumers of pulses. Many Indians are vegetarians and they get their protein from pulses only. Okay, so India is the largest consumer of pulses in the world. The problem is that consumption is way more than India produces. Consumption is way more than production. And because of this extra consumption is met through imports. Such is the difference between consumption and production that India is also one of the largest importers of pulses in the world. So this is a weird thing. We are one of the largest producers. We are one of the largest importers also. So imagine the amount of pulses we consume. Now, this import bill is really problematic for our overall, current account deficit, trade deficit. We want to reduce this import bill. Hence this mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses. Under this mission, more and more farmers would be incentivized to grow pulses so that production increases, so much so that it matches consumption. Clear? So under this mission, various schemes and sub-schemes were launched. So the mission aims to achieve complete self-sufficiency, yes. Now, this mission will also converge, remember convergence, with another scheme that the government had already launched, which was PM Asha. PM Asha was launched so that farmers get remunerative income for their production. It includes oil seeds, pulses, and other crops. Okay. Under PM Asha scheme, government has promised that they would procure Tur, Urad, Masoor at MSP. Okay. 100% means that any farmer who grows these 3 pulses, would get MSP. This is a good thing. Now, because of MSP, more and more farmers would want to grow pulses because they would get assured returns. So this would increase production, right? So because of these assured returns, production would be incentivized. Farmers would shift from wheat and rice towards these three crops. So this is also there. Okay. Now, Sathi portal is basically a portal that tracks quality seeds. Okay. It tracks quality seeds, not for tracking pulses imports. Okay. Quality seeds, their management, inventory management, holistic inventory, all of that. Clear? So Sathi portal is for that, not for pulses import. So this is false. The answer would come out to be 1 and 2. Right? Next. In the context of Indian agriculture, what does the term evergreen revolution coined by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan signify? Now listen to me very carefully. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, is also known as father of green revolution in India. Okay. The father of green revolution globally is Norman Borlaug, who invented or basically came out with HYV seeds. You all know about this. Okay. But for India, father of green revolution was M.S. Swaminathan. Very important figure. Okay. Now he gave green revolution, and because of his green revolution, India became self-sufficient in food production. That is there. But green revolution, despite having so many advantages, making India secure as far as food production is concerned, came out with so many disadvantages as well. First of all, it shifted many farmers to monoculture of wheat and rice. This led to water problems because rice requires a lot of water. This required, green revolution required a lot of fertilizer use, a lot of pesticide use. Okay. Because of too much green revolution, many states in India are facing soil desertification, too much pesticide residue in food. There are many problems. Water shortages in states like Punjab and Haryana. That is why both these states are fighting over SYL canal issue, river water sharing. Okay. So green revolution became problematic, and the problems, well, appeared in 21st century. Therefore, this father of green revolution, M.S. Swaminathan, gave another term. He said that now is the time to shift from green revolution to evergreen revolution. And what is evergreen? Evergreen means stays green forever, which means sustainable agriculture. Go towards sustainable agricultural practices. You do agriculture, you do crop farming, but in such a way that it doesn't desertify the soil, it doesn't cause water shortages. Okay, all these things should be there so that future generations can also sustain their agriculture. So this is what evergreen revolution is. Now, which option best justifies whatever I just explained to you? Increasing productivity in perpetuity, permanent, without causing ecological harm. Right? If you will protect the environment, the agriculture would remain sustainable. So the answer would come out to be C. Right? Okay. Next. With reference to Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, which of the following is our new initiative, sub-schemes introduced or scaled between 2024-26? Okay. Now, as the name suggests, Pradhan Mantri means Prime Minister. Matsya. Matsya was Lord Vishnu's avatar. Basically, it is related to sea. Okay. Matsya Sampada Yojana means for fisheries sector. Matsya is, well, if you will translate it into English, well, a revered fish. So Matsya Sampada Yojana basically targets fisheries sector. Okay. Now, PM Matsya Kisan Samriddhi Sah Yojana for formalizing the unorganized sector. So this scheme, PM MKSSY, is basically a sub-scheme under Matsya Sampada Yojana. Okay. Now, the main purpose of this sub-scheme is that fisheries sector is there in organized form and unorganized form. Organized form is all right, but unorganized fishermen do suffer from various disadvantages. Therefore, the objective is to formalize this sector also. So this is there. Installation of transponders on fishing vessels so that you can track, and these fishing vessels who fish deep into the sea can also communicate with the coast guards and all. So installation of transponders on fishing vessels via vessel communication system, so that when a fisherman's boat gets lost, you can easily track it. So this is there. Development of 100 climate resilient coastal villages. This is also there. So all sub-schemes are part of Matsya Sampada Yojana. So the answer is pretty easy, D. All right. Next. Consider the following statements regarding index of industrial production and annual survey of industries, both used to measure industrial production. IIP is a volume-based indicator released monthly, while ASI is a value-based indicator released annually. In the sectoral classification of IIP, mining holds the highest weightage. ASI covers only factories registered under the Factories Act. Okay, now look. Index of industrial production measures industrial volume of production. So it will measure that this industry produced 1,000 pens. It won't measure the price of these pens or the value of production. So each pen costs 10 rupees. So the value of pens produced would be 10,000. 1,000 pens would be 10,000. IIP would measure 1,000 pens, not 10,000 rupees. That would be value based. It is a volume based indicator and it is released every month. Whereas annual survey of industries, as the name suggests, annual is released annually and it is a value-based indicator. It is a value-based indicator, remember this. And because it is a value-based indicator, well, it checks the balance sheet of companies, accounting sheets of companies, formal companies. Annual survey of industries checks formal companies. So this is correct. Now, next. In the sectoral classification of IIP, mining holds the highest weightage. Now, under IIP, industries are classified in three categories sectorally: manufacturing, mining and quarrying, and electricity and other public utilities like water and all. Manufacturing has the highest weightage, followed by mining. This is third. Okay, so this is false. ASI covers only factories registered under the Factories Act 1948. It also covers BDs and Cigar Act. So this is also false, basically. Okay, not just, though it covers only registered factories, but some factories are registered under other acts also. So because of this word only, the statement becomes false. The answer would come out to be A. Right? Next.